And welcome to Rose Ed. And after a couple of weeks dominated by cup action, the Premier League is back. And in a heartwarming tale, an evil, oil-rich state with a suspect record on human rights, be it a team owned by a shady oligarch who's widely thought to have links to organised crime, to declare the Premier League title race seemingly over, as Man City grab a cagey 1-0 win over Chelsea. I think that might be the earliest I've ever libelled anyone in the show. Meanwhile, Arsenal were so scared of facing Spurs, they managed to manipulate the rules of the game to get the North London derby called off, and Rafa Benitez' nightmare tenure at Everton comes to an end, making him the most relieved Spaniard since the bloke who has to clean out the hot tub filter at the amorous and ageing resort Torremolinos found out the Easts were finally leaving after their anniversary trip. Oh, welcome to Rose Ed. You all right, Hannah East?
I am, thank you. Do you know, you're starting to pick on me, you two. I'm noticing every week on week, I'm getting bullied.
Well, it used to be you two bullying me.
Yeah, it's turned a bit, hasn't it? Well, Mike's just kind of sat there like, I'm literally not involved with you two.
It's just too easy, Hannah, because you give us so much content. You know?
It's so true. How was The Lion King, Mike?
Yeah, it was really, really fun. Really good. Enjoyed it. Sort of turned up there a little bit tipsy, a little bit worse for wear, which is probably not ideal for the sort of show that it is. But yeah, really enjoyed it. My girlfriend's not seen it before, so
it sounds so posh. Who like you on a drinking sesh to watch The Lion King?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just any opportunity these days, isn't it? Like, because we don't obviously go out as much as we used to. So when you do it, you got to go hard or
do
go
it in
home.
style.
I guess.
Were you drinking champagne?
Yeah. We had a bit of prosecco, a bit of champagne. We went to a cocktail bar afterwards. So
nice.
Yeah, it was all right.
What were you doing last night? Just eating.
I was in a hotel at Stratford. Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting in my dressing gown watching Spurs Leicester. Because I voice noted you this week, didn't I, Hannah?
Oh my God.
Because it was on a Monday morning, and Hannah asked me what I was doing. I didn't think this was weird. I was eating steak, and I was in my dressing gown.
Just reference, it was Monday at 11:45, Joe. 11:45 on a Monday, and what were you doing?
What was I doing? I was sitting eating steak, watching telly, and I was naked under the dressing gown with the dressing gown open because I just moisturised my I had to let it dry.
What?
Do you moisturise yours?
Nah.
Don't you?
Is that quite normal?
Why is it dry? Like, have you got a dry
No, but I just worry about it happening. And I just think it's quite a nice thing to be like, you want the skin to be healthy on that particularly, don't you?
What cream do you use?
Yeah, because you got to use something that's not like an
Caniston.
irritant.
No, I use. So I used to use cocoa butter, but then I sort of so I'm dating someone at the moment, and then I worried if I worried if I didn't want it to smell of cocoa butter.
If it mixes with something else, it might.
Oh,
give it a bit of a
Mike!
pop. Just saying.
That ain't coconut. Yeah, but now I've got like a sort of palm olive with like nutrients and probiotic and stuff in it.
How often do you moisturise
Every day.
Every day?
Listen, kids, moisturise your every day.
I've never heard
Is
of
it?
this.
Is it part of your skincare routine?
Yeah, so what I do is I do my face first, because obviously I'm not an animal. I don't want to moisturise my and my face. So I moisturise my face, a little bit of excess stuff from that. I just put like I'm trying to start a fire just either side. And
Why
then
did you just use the end of your little fingers?
No, sorry, that. I've got the tweezers out. And then, yeah, just sort of like do that and then let it dry and then put my pants on. I did it this morning. It's moisturised.
So we sat there on a Monday morning eating steak, letting his hair out because he just moisturised it. Unbelievable.
But I've got a question for you, Hannah, because you also voice noted me. You said this week, I've been sleeping quite badly because obviously I sleep with my hands above my head.
Yeah.
What?
What do you mean? What, like, woo, like
So
you're in a roller
literally,
coaster?
I can only go to sleep if I took my arms like above my head. But the problem with that is I wake up a few hours later and my arms are so numb that I have to sit my whole body up to be able to flop my hands down. And I was having dreams in the hotel because I've been in a hotel since Saturday and it's now like Thursday.
Because you've been doing the netball, not because your marriage is on the rocks. Sorry.
I just fancied a break. I just wanted to get away from my kids. So I just booked in at the Stratford Hotel. But I've been having these awful dreams that ghosts are coming in to get me. So in the night, I'm waking up and I'm like, "Whoa!" And then sitting up and like having to flop my arms down the side. But normally at home, I'd just say to my husband, like, Andy, arms, in the night. And then he just moves my arms forward and then I get the blood circulation and then I do it again.
But it can't be good. Why don't you just stop sleeping with your arms like that?
But it's really comfortable.
But what if you sleep on a plane? You can't be...
Well, that's why you fly business, babes.
Oh, well, sorry.
Christ.
Me and Mike are in with the hold luggage.
Yeah. Jesus.
Hey, this guy told me once, about cargo on a plane, that you wouldn't believe how many normal, like, economy flights that go to Spain and everything have dead bodies in the plane.
What?
Yeah.
No, hang on. No, but corpses being
not with
trans-
their arms above their head on the economy seats. Like in the plane, they're in
Not
boxes.
just like someone's died in
not
B-22.
murdered. It's not like Sopranos. Like they've just stuck the body on the plane. It's like actual like dead
genuinely
people.
dead bodies in cases that you would think is just normal like cargo stuff to travel. There's actually
right.
dead
Hold it
bodies
up.
in them.
No.
I don't know why I was doing an impression then of a body that's like folded in
Coffins and stuff. This is taking a turn.
Yeah, sorry.
Wow.
I know it's a football podcast, but yeah, this guy told me at the school gates and I was literally horrified because he works for a company that sorts out transport of dead bodies on planes. So you could be going to Benidorm and there's like 10 dead bodies at the bottom.
I wouldn't be going to bed. Yeah.
Absolutely never going to Benidorm in your life though, are you? See Sticky Vicky. But yeah.
Well, I mean,
Have you seen Sticky Vicky?
normally this would be when I say that's a good time to leave it, but we've only been going for 4 minutes.
Sorry.
Who's Sticky Vicky?
Oh, I was told about this from my PE teacher when I was in like year
Guys.
10 or something, which is wildly inappropriate. But Hannah, if you wanna explain what
So
Sticky
Vicky is about 70 and she does this show in Benidorm and she puts have to obviously edit that. She'll stand on the stage naked and she'll open somebody's drink bottle with a and she opens it and then she'll get a guy to like drink stuff from, and then she'll pull a bunch of flowers out and she pulls like it's like string and it unfolds and it's got
It's really
pulls out,
impressive.
and
But
she
I've not
chops
seen it.
paper
But
and
But what happens? You put the flowers in there fresh and they come out and they're wilted.
yeah, they're dead. But yeah, she's a show. She's a thing,
Yeah.
and now her daughter does it in Benidorm. Listen,
That's nice.
You need to go there, Joe. You look like you'd really enjoy.
No,
it.
I do wanna go.
think
I do
you
quite
would,
wanna go.
Joe. I think we should do like the next Rosettes Christmas party in Benidorm and go
Oh my God.
give Sticky Vicky a visit.
Right, this week in football. The FIFA Best 11 was announced this week. Robert Lewandowski averaged a goal every 69 minutes across all club competitions during the period for the FIFA's Best Award, while no other player across the Big Five European leagues averaged better than one every 80 minutes. No recognition. Salah not in the team of the year. Like, people just
Yeah.
don't like Mo Salah. What's he got to do?
I don't know. Mo Salah is probably like on form, probably the best player in the world right now. So I don't know why he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. But Robert Lewandowski, I feel a bit bad for him because he was sort of cheated out of the Ballon d'Or a bit, wasn't he? So this is like a nice little prize to give him, I guess.
Well, in 2020, they said we're not doing it. And it's like, well, I'm the best player in the world. And then the next year, it's
Yeah.
like, we're doing it again, but we're still not going to give it to you.
Yeah, and he broke like records that year as well. So it was just so unfortunate.
Speaking of records, Wolves 3, Southampton 1. Only David Beckham has ever scored more direct free kick goals in the Premier League than James Ward-Prowse.
Oh,
Why don't a bigger team sign him? That free kick at the weekend was...
oh,
I mean, we're not onto things that make you go, yeah.
but
But
we're already doing it.
it was amazing, wasn't it? It was Mars. It was
Moisturiser.
from downtown, I believe. but it was from very far out, that free kick.
Yeah, and it was the way that he hit it from like the towards like left side of the goal initially. So the keeper actually takes a few steps to his right, and then the ball just like swerves in the air and just goes in the complete opposite corner to where it started, where you originally hit it. And it's like, you've got to say, like, David Beckham like would be proud of that.
He had a type of free kick, David Beckham. James Ward-Prowse can take all different types.
Yeah, it's just like this. It's just unbelievable technique. I'd say actually he's probably like one of the best free kick takers ever to play in the Premier League. Like, I'm trying to think now of the sort of free kicks that have been scored in the Premier League. Like Ronaldo scored a ridiculous one.
But he's not
against
Ronaldo's.
Portsmouth.
Ronaldo's like efforts to actual like his conversion ratio is not very good.
No, it's
David
not,
Beckham's
no.
amazing. He's
Yeah.
probably the best to do it.
I'm trying to think of like free kicks. Like Alex from Chelsea like scored a few bangers, but they were just like pile drivers. Gerrard scored a few, but in terms of like actual technique and striking the ball, I can't think of anyone. Maybe like Janino or something, but
Yeah.
like, Ward-Prowse is different level. But the thing is about Ward-Prowse is that he's not very good otherwise.
That's what I think he's
So-
because I don't watch a lot of Southampton. So I think he must be toilet because he's so good. Because I think you would just sign him, wouldn't you? Because that's
Yeah.
goals every season. His corner delivery is unbelievable. When you
Yeah.
play Southampton, it's such a dangerous situation. he must be rubbish.
He's a bit like I'll probably compare him to like Harry Winks. He's like he does the basic stuff, but apart from that, because otherwise, if he was that good, surely he'd be like in the England team. He would have signed for a bigger club than Southampton. But he's free kicks, dead ball specialist.
Is there any other Premier League team you think he'd suit?
We might do well at like the new look Villa. That's what they're missing. But they've actually got good central midfielders, haven't they? Newcastle have dropped more points from winning positions than any other team in the Premier League this season and have won only one of the 10 games they have scored in first. Do you think they're going to go down? Be the richest club in the Championship?
Be interesting. I think they've got a few key weeks coming up in terms of transfer market, because if they can't get those players in, I think they might be in trouble. Obviously, Chris Wood's there, but he's not had the best start. Kieran Trippier, I'm not sure he's really done. I think his first game is when they went out in the FA Cup, so that's not a debut to remember for him, is it? So yeah, it's going to be a struggle for them, I think. But I'm still thinking back, like, why didn't they just keep Steve Bruce? Like he would have kept them up. I know we harp on about Steve Bruce, like people think we're obsessed with him, but I just think if you needed like a relegation specialist or someone like that to really just say, keep them up, because you're talking about Eddie Howe, like he's not going to extract loads of goals out of Chris Wood. He's not going to really get the best out of like Alan St. Maximin. So if you can't reach that next level of manager, I just think you go for someone who's going to secure you.
Especially with the money that they've got now. I mean, they were kind of putting it out to a few different managers, weren't they? Like, I don't mean they were desperate to get a manager. That's why they got Eddie Howe. But on paper, if you've got all this money, why would you have gone for Eddie Howe? Looking at his history over the last 18 months,
That's so true, because I think we even said when they got him in, it's like, that's a weird choice if what you need is to organise your defence.
Yeah.
That's a really weird choice. And also Chris Wood is a weird signing because Eddie Howe is well known for playing slick passing football. Chris Wood is a big, tough, lumbering centre forward. Good centre forward. Like apart from, I think outside of the top six, I don't think there's any striker that's scored more goals in the last few years in the Premier League. But he's not your man, get the ball into feet, little give and goes. I think that's really, really weird. Here's the stat I've been waiting to get to. Well, a couple of stats. Villa 2, Manchester United 2. Philippe Coutinho's already scored more goals in the Premier League than Jadon Sancho. Lol. Manchester United have conceded 2 more goals than bottom of the table Burnley. Wow. Lol, 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 lol.
Was that added to your little stat thing, Joe? Is that...
Great banter there, bitches. Yeah.
But what's going on? United is still rubbish. Why?
Yeah, well, De Gea's made the most saves so far in the Premier League this season, which we've got a great keeper. If we didn't have him, this would be a terrible situation to be in. I think Man United have made a massive error by telling the team that they've got Ralph in for a period of time and then he's going to be going upstairs. So who are they impressing? Who are they every week on week? Who are they desperate to impress?
There's just so many players with like the futures up in the air though, Hannah. It's like who's actually committed and who wants to stay, because you've got like players like Sancho. I saw someone saying the other day, like, is he going to be considering his future already? And it's like £70 million signing in the summer, and then you got like people like Van der Beek, you got Anthony Martial who publicly wants to go. Jesse Lingard's contract's up in the summer. Paul Pogba's contract's up in the summer. So it's like it's in such a state of flux at the moment. What do they even do to like see it through? Because ultimately a success this season will be Champions League, but I don't know if they'll get it. I think they're too inconsistent.
But sorry to cut you off, but like, and I don't want to bring it back to Tottenham, but like it's a similar position to where Spurs were, in the sense that like there's a lot of players who I think were probably on the phone to their agent going, get me out of here, negotiate a deal for the summer. And then thank God and God knows how, Antonio Conte came in and said, actually maybe we'll give it a go. But United are in that position where it's like, well, this guy's out at the end of the summer anyway. So they must be like, I'm just going to play out the next 15 games and then just get me a move. Yeah,
because you play for the team, you play for your manager, don't you? You don't... I feel like we've mentioned this in the past where we've got a lot of individuals with credentials and being paid a lot of money. And what really annoyed me last night was everyone was going, oh, look at Ronaldo's reaction to being taken off last night. He was fuming. Of course he was fuming. Can you imagine Gary Neville, Scholesy, Beckham, Ron
At least
King,
he cares.
Any of those players, if they were taken off, they would have had that same reaction because they gave a for the team. And I just thought last night, why are the media making it a thing that Ronaldo was frustrated because he was taken off? Because he wants to play. He wants the team to win. He wants, well, he said top 3, but we'll be lucky if we get top 4, I think, this season. But
But you watch any big player come off the pitch, I don't know, Mo Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, like whoever it might be, Jorginho, they're never going to be like, yeah. Like, they're always going to be annoyed. It's like,
oh, thank God.
And
I was
you
tired
want them to
anyway.
react like that, because if they're not reacting like that, they don't care.
Where's the
that's
passion?
that's right. But I think Ralph's doing the right thing at the moment, because he's played Anthony Elanga and Mason Greenwood the last few games, and you can tell. Like, I think it's a similar thing with Arsenal when they were really struggling with their senior players. What they did was just throw the youngsters on, because ultimately youngsters, they've got a point to prove. They're not just there for no reason. Their career is at a stage of make or break all the time. If you're not constantly performing, you're in danger of like being forgotten about as a youngster if you're not there. So Greenwood and Elanga, they've got the passion. They're obviously club academy products as well. So maybe that's what he needs to do. He just needs to throw the gauntlet down and say, look, if these youngsters are performing, then the senior players need to take a serious look at themselves and think about what sort of performances they're putting in.
Yeah.
I think Manchester United are in quite an advantageous position as well, because unlike so many clubs, they can just go, do you know what? We're going to get a lot of young players, a lot of the youngsters in the team till the end of the season. We're not going to go down. Even if we don't qualify for Europe at all, we're still Manchester United.
Yeah.
We can still attract the very best players in the world in the summer, even if we finish 10th, 11th, 12th, whatever. Let those young players come through, and you're right, and then show those kind of senior pros, and also give the fans a little bit of something to kind of shout about.
Because Elanga, apparently, according to the stats, he made 29 sprints in the match for United. Which is
was that against Brentford, or was that's the other
Brentford,
night?
Yeah, and that was more than any other players, more sprints than any other players for the team have made this season. So that shows you, like you say, he's come through the academy and he's hungry and he wants it. Fresh meat, love it.
What? I don't think that's happening, is it? Right, it's time for everybody's favourite feature. It's time for things that make you go.
Oh my God, it's worse when we see you in person do it, isn't it?
Oh, the tongue.
Someone had, so the last person to use that microphone had a cold sore mic, so be careful. Mike, Joe.
Just do the alphabet on it.
This is weird.
Trick. So, sorry, there's a little bit of, I thought I was done. So what, also the mic's quite stubbly, so it was quite nice. It was like kissing a man with 5 o'clock shadow.
Gosh, it is very stubbly.
All right, so both of us. I'm sorry, Mike. See what made me go, Spurs comeback win.
Oh, God, here we go.
2-1 down at the King Power. Right, it's all over, right? But it's like being in Amsterdam 4 years ago, because Steven Bergwijn comes on in extra time. In the 95th minute, little Stevie B gets a goal. You think, okay, point, not a bad result. Leicester take the kickoff, gets tackled straight. I think it's Yuri Tielemans, misplaces a pass, Holberg straight to Harry Kane, through ball to Bergwijn, goes round the keeper, centre-back slides in, misses the ball, in off the post, win the game in the 97th minute, bada bing, bada boom. Oh, what a moment. And Antonio Conte's unbeaten run in the Premier League with Spurs is still intact. I'm looking at second place now. Sorry, the sofa's shaking because I'm hitting it. I'm looking up, I'm thinking, why can't we finish second? Liverpool have got 2 players away at the African Cup of Nations. Yeah. Oh, the sky's the limit for Tottenham at the moment, isn't it, Mike?
I mean, what are Leicester doing? Like to concede like that,
losing to the best team in the
after
Prem.
the kickoff. I mean, you have to look at them as much as you're looking at Spurs. But I'm actually disappointed that the North London derby got called off, because I was quite confident heading into that game until we lost Xhaka to suspension and we had no midfielders. I was actually thinking this is a good time to play Spurs because they're at a low ebb. But now they've got this massive like morale boosting result, and it's a bit like I'm just annoyed. I'm not with these postponements at all. No. They're really annoying me, because that like the Premier League they have to change the rules, because when they're saying, oh, you need 13 outfield players, but it's not like any number of COVID cases, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Like, it should be a minimum number of COVID cases that there are to get a game called off. Because if not, just play the academy players. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. Well, Spurs actually put out a statement when the North London derby was postponed, saying, we regret to announce that Sunday's North London derby against Arsenal has been postponed. This follows an application from Arsenal, to the Premier League on the basis of a combination of COVID, existing and recent injuries, and players on international duty at the Africa Cup of Nations. We are extremely surprised that this application has been approved. We ourselves were disqualified from the Europa Conference League after a significant number of COVID cases meant we needed to reschedule a fixture, and our application to move our Leicester fixture was not approved. The original intention of the guidance was to deal with player availability directly affected by COVID cases. We do not believe it was the intent to deal with player unavailability unrelated to COVID. So basically what they're saying is it's like lasagna gate again when Arsene Wenger poisoned our lasagna.
Right, but there's
dirty Arsenal.
But there's no other teams.
Again.
There's no other teams in the league that have got their games postponed. Burnley have just had 2 in the last week.
It's you lot. You just.
So, sorry, how many
is it Arsenal
how many
or the
cases
rules?
were there at Arsenal?
Well, there was only one known case, but we don't know obviously what happened because obviously. Because with Liverpool,
postponed?
Yeah, but with Liverpool against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup semi-final, when it got postponed, they said they had a number of positive tests, but then afterwards, Klopp came out and said that actually there was a lot of false negatives, and then there was something about they hired like a third party company to look into it and do like their own PCR tests. I don't know. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it's dodgy, but.
It's absolutely
it has
jokes,
to be looked
isn't
into.
It?
But it is meant to be for COVID cases. I'm not actually slagging off Arsenal. I mean, I am, but like not just Arsenal. And don't get me wrong, if it was the other way around, Daniel Levy would have done exactly the same thing. Of course he would. My point is like the Premier League needs to be, and Carabao Cup or whoever it is, needs to be a bit firmer and go, no, the rules for COVID. So it doesn't matter because now you're at the ludicrous stage where Spurs have got 4 games in hand on some teams. Yeah. And that's really stupid. Where are those games going to be made up? And also the point of a league is you all play all the same time, and that has a motivational factor. Yeah. So you start to really compromise the integrity of the competition.
Haven't Burnley got about 5 or 6 games to play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like right at the bottom, but they're going to have a stage where they're playing like twice a week for like a month and a half.
And also Watford, Newcastle or whatever might think, we've done enough to stay up.
Yeah.
But then Burnley know exactly what they have to do to stay up.
Yeah.
I think it really compromises the integrity.
They should have had at Christmas like a 2-week break for all teams to like get this, people sort of isolate and everything, get it out the system, because that's when it was pretty bad before Christmas, wasn't it? They should have had something, but there's just no consistency with the rules. And
it's because they don't want the season to go beyond May. Like they just really don't want to, so they'll try and cram things in around Christmas. I don't understand why you couldn't have just done that break and just push the season back by 2 weeks.
But there's not been, I know in Germany and Italy, there's not been a single postponement for a game, and I'm pretty sure in Spain and France there's been 1 postponement in the entire league calendar so far, and it's like they're just getting on with it. You deal with it and
you do.
And kind of roll on. Hannah, what made you go, oh yes, this week?
Do you know what I'll say? Not with that noise. I'll rub my face on this gristly mic. The West Ham Leeds game.
West Ham. Spent too much time with me and Mike.
West Ham.
Emmys.
West Ham. Yeah, that game, that match. I enjoyed watching it.
It was jolly good, wasn't it? Rafinha was superb.
Yeah.
Really good player. He'll go to a bigger club, won't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, Leeds fans.
Yeah.
Well, bloody big club.
And it's just the interpreter after. When Marco's talking, because it was, when you joked the other week, it's like, yeah, bruv, yeah, what he's saying, he's saying things and that. I'm sure he said, yeah, bruv, when he was doing it the other day, and I actually watched the post-match interviews just for him.
Yeah, he's so
brilliant. Yeah.
Marcello Bielsa, like, see, and Johnny's telling and he's like, yeah, so basically, like, the boys played really well, yeah, and we're just like really happy to like put a good run of like result. Yeah, what are you saying, fam? Yeah, like
That
was really good, Joe.
Thank you.
It's like you've had
good.
practice.
He's one of my favourite characters in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's my favourite. Well, no, not Sean Dyche first, then him, definitely.
But Rafinha was absolutely fantastic at the London Stadium. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's diving header against Brentford as well, quite like that. Mike, what's made you go, this week?
I think it was.
Snorting like a little piglet.
I don't know how to react to it. I think I'm gonna have to eat some humble pie because I did back Chelsea for the.
Bet you will. Sorry.
That you did last night.
Yeah. Come on, love. I'll be Mufasa.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
That's on camera as well.
Sorry.
It's all right. I think I actually do need to take a step back because I did back Chelsea for the title.
Me too.
Back at the beginning of the season, and they've been faltering. So yeah, it's not anything particularly that makes me go, but more like, I was wrong. I was wrong. But to be fair, like Man City are absolutely killing it at the moment, and it does help when you've got a £50 million signing in every position. So
yeah, and also like when they get kind of shut down or whatever by Chelsea's defensive solidity and a good shape, you still got Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah,
Who's just I personally think is a different level even to the other players in the City team.
He scored this week, didn't he?
Well, yeah. We basically got fouled, but somehow stayed on his feet and then just curled it into the bottom corner, and it's just a thing of beauty. And I hate City and everything they stand for, and I think Guardiola's pretty annoying, but I just love him. He's a beautiful, beautiful footballer to watch.
He's brilliant, yeah.
Yeah.
And interesting, at the start of the season we were saying, is Harry Kane going to go to City? They're going to need a striker like Harry Kane, but actually
don't need him, do they?
Don't need him, no.
Don't need him. Thank God he's at Spurs because he was fantastic last night. Everyone else was useless as per, but Kane basically, just let people behind the door then, haven't I? Was it last night? Was it 3 days ago? Who knows? Sorry, I'm getting so excited. Norwich 2, Everton 1. Under Rafa Benitez, Everton earned just 19 points in 19 Premier League matches, their lowest tally at the halfway stage for, 15 years. The Toffees lost 9 of their final 12 league matches under the Spaniard. He's gone, Hannah. Was it his fault?
Well, yeah, because 9 defeats in 12 games.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, people didn't want him there in the first place, did they? So
no,
it was never gonna. It was always like I'd say like Steve Bruce, similar to when he went to Newcastle. If a lot of fans have said, if Rafa comes in, we're not going to watch the football. And you've lost a chunk of players straight away.
They made up their mind already, haven't they?
But why? Because if we're watching it and all of us are watching it going, that's weird because obviously he's associated with Liverpool and Everton have got these issues that it's a squad assembled by several different managers and it's pretty incoherent and they're not going to like the style of football. If we know that, why does he take that job? Is it just ego?
Yeah, and sometimes I can't work out why a manager wouldn't turn around and say, and it'll be down to money, I'm sure, in the contract, but when you know that people dislike you that much in a team, why would you take the job in the first place? And after a period of time, why would you just not leave? But
you are right, as you touched on good, because if someone went, can you guys come and do this podcast? Everyone hates you on the podcast, but we're going to pay you £1 million a month. yeah. Like whatever, yeah. So it probably is dad, but it's like his legacy, Mike, is that the last big job he's going to be able to get? Because his star has been falling, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it was completely money related because I think he was managing in China before and he would have been on a good wage over there. And then he's come back to the Premier League. Obviously, maybe he was seeing it as his last big Premier League job essentially because he's been at Newcastle before, but he's not had a load of big jobs in the Premier League since then, has he? Since Liverpool. So this maybe was his last chance to make his mark. And it's not. You know what? I do feel sorry for him because Everton is just a complete mess. And the fact that they gave Carlo Ancelotti such a big budget to go and buy all of these players, bought like James Rodriguez, they bought Alan, they spent a load of money. And then he ended up joining Real Madrid shortly later. So if anything, I think I would say they've been a bit stiffed by Carlo.
It is worth saying actually that at the same time as Rafa Benitez was getting fired, Carlo Ancelotti was busy winning the Spanish Super Cup.
Yeah.
They're top of La Liga, and if he wins La Liga this season, he'll become the first manager in history to win the league in the big 5 European leagues. So when people are like, don't know why Carlo Ancelotti would leave, that's why.
Yeah, but then it's like, why would you? It was weird when he took the Everton job, wasn't it? It was like Carlo Ancelotti.
Really? Is he confused?
At Goodison Park.
Did he think it was Liverpool?
Yeah, like, what's going on?
I got really confused.
Not again, Carlo.
Have they redecorated? The colours are different.
Yeah. It's an impossible job though, Everton, isn't it? Looks like it's going to be Roberto Martinez next.
Yeah.
I don't think it's beyond the possibility that realm's possibility they could go down. Because that club just needs a fire sale and to start again, right?
Roberto Martinez, but then again, he's already been at Everton recently, 2016.
Fired.
The fans turned on him at the end, so why would you go back to an ex sort of thing? You just never would. And I think Wayne Rooney's in the frame for it. There's a few. There was even someone linking Jose Mourinho to it. I read earlier today.
Yeah, things will go south at Roma.
Yeah,
so.
just get him in.
I don't think it'd be a good move for Wayne Rooney. I don't think Wayne Rooney would want to go there, would he?
Well, he's nearly saved Derby.
Yeah, but that's that's the point I'm making. I think Rooney should ride out his experience a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And I think there'll be big things to come from Wayne Rooney in terms of a manager in the future. But I think he probably just needs a bit of time to kind
he
of...
just needs a club that's not in turmoil. Like,
Yeah.
because
You wouldn't
imagine that
inherit
being
that.
your first managerial gig.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
been tough, and he's come out of it with a lot of credentials,
Yeah.
like you say, Hannah.
And you don't want to like uproot Joyce, do you, at like her time of life, moving to Liverpool from Derby? If he moved, well, just know she's got.
Why are you looking at Hannah?
Yeah.
So
Where are we
intensely.
going, Wayne? In the fucking van.
Fucking removals.
Hey Stevie, bring the van around. Pop Joyce in back. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
He's not sorry.
Awful. Sorry, Wayne. Sorry, Wayne. You did a really good job
We
at
love
Derby.
Wayne Rooney though, don't
Yeah.
we? But I think I prefer your Wayne Rooney accent more than anything.
Oh God. Man City 1, Chelsea 0, as we said. Mike, do you think Thomas Tuchel was taking a little dig at Romelu Lukaku? He said we lacked quality up front.
Yeah, I think he spoke about him again, and I think maybe he, when he did criticise him, he sort of regretted it after, because he said it in his post-match interview with BT, and he was like, oh, he lost the ball quite a few times. He had a huge chance, and then in every single other interview that he did, because they do about 500 after a game.
Yeah.
Journalists asked him, "Oh, like, what do you make of Lukaku? Why did you criticise Lukaku?" And at one of them, he actually snapped and was like, "Look, I wasn't really criticising. I was criticising more like our forwards." It's just a delicate situation, because ultimately you've got like a £97.5 million club record signing who's already been at the club before. He's not really performing. He's done a big interview where he's talked about that he's not happy with his situation and he wants to go back to Inter Milan while still in his prime. It's a big issue. So Tuchel's got a tough job, like, to really manage that situation. But at the moment, it's not going great. So the focus will ultimately come down to his management of the players and the Lukaku situation. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
One of the things I think that you know, obviously, as a United fan, Hannah, is Romelu Lukaku is famously like a confidence player.
Yeah.
And I think he's quite a sensitive guy.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, we can all identify with that, because most footballers are kind of laser focused, and I think he doesn't handle the criticism that well, which I understand. I will fall apart. But like, right now, he's obviously been in the spotlight a lot for stuff that is not football related. Then, like, he's reading this story from his manager, and you're right, you're more likely to listen to criticism. So he might hear the one interview where Tuchel says that and think, oh, he's talking about me.
Yeah.
He's going to start to struggle. Like, something needs to happen publicly to get him his confidence back, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just don't think that. I think that relationship between the two of them is quite strained, and I don't know if you can really come back from that. From Lukaku's statement that he made, and then he did dig him out by saying up front, everybody knows that he was talking about Lukaku. He wasn't talking about anybody else. He was talking about Romelu Lukaku there. So I can't see how they're gonna build their relationship again. I think it'll just be a matter of time before Lukaku leaves.
Chelsea are now 4 Premier League matches without a win. The first time a Thomas Tuchel side has embarked on such a run since October 2016, when he was with Dortmund and they got Spurs at the weekend. They'll smash them. Carve them up.
You confident, Joe?
I'm so confident.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because I'm an idiot, and so I've seen us beat Leicester in the last minute.
Yeah, you're like,
I think we can beat anyone.
But
Yeah,
did you
because-
say earlier that if it wasn't for Harry Kane, you didn't play very well?
Yeah.
yeah.
But I know I'm an idiot. So it's like, I'll watch the game, and if we lose, I'll just be like, that's it, Conte out. I nearly messaged the group last night, but I knew Hannah was working and you're at the Lion King. Just be like, Conte out.
What, when it was 2-1?
When we were 2-1 down, get him out. Get him out.
Sack him, hate him.
But that's the big game this weekend, Mike. Chelsea are in bad form. Spurs are still unbeaten in the Premier League. I know I keep banging on about it, and Conte's not going to give them an easy ride.
Easy.
Oh, Antonio, don't want you to give me an easy ride. That's also
Is that Thomas Tuchel?
that's Thomas Tuchel. And then how do Italians? Oh, I'm not gonna. Maybe he's not like that. He's not from Brooklyn.
Johnny from Blackpool.
Oh, Thomas, it's not gonna be easy.
We've not heard your Italian. Joe.
I don't know if I can do it. It's a bit like that. It's like, Thomas, it's going to be a very good game. What do you want to do? It's a pizza pie, a little bit of. Is that offensive?
He's quite low key though, like Hannah, isn't he? Conte. He's
Yeah.
quite like droney, isn't he?
Oh,
He's
it's
not really
all
like a.
That's Pep, isn't it? Where it's, but it's very much like this.
Yeah.
Quite monotone,
He is,
isn't
yeah,
it?
he's very monotone.
Antonio Conte.
That sounds like you've got a really bad hangover and
dying.
you're dehydrated.
Oh, help me.
It's like, that's a bit like Al Pacino, that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
how did you know it was a fugazi? But what do you think it'll? What do you think it will happen at the weekend, Mike?
What do I think it will happen?
What do you think will happen?
the weekend, Mike.
When Tottenham go P Stamford Bridge, Mike?
Are you gonna win or what?
I don't know, like, because look, watching Chelsea recently, I watched their game against Brighton and they were terrible.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how he's going to fix it. I know they've got a lot of injuries, but the intensity that Spurs play at under Conte, they're always going to get up for a big game like that. But the one criticism, and Joe's mum, if you're listening, yeah, I'm looking at the camera. I'm not having a dig, yeah, before you get on to Joe about me. But
No, I have nothing to do with it.
No, but they've not been great against the big teams, have they? And that's where they struggle. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Why is he like this, Mum? Like, what is? I don't know. Like, I don't know what's wrong with that. I don't know what's wrong. Like,
Complete fair criticism, but I'll get hounded for it.
she'll be fuming. She's gonna hit the roof. Spurs have got Chelsea at the weekend, of course. That is the big game. That is a big game. What are you talking about? We're doing a new spin-off podcast. It's not a spin-off. We're doing a new extra podcast every week. We're going to start putting some extra bits out, like little trailers and little fun bits like that, but also interviews with comedians and funny people and stuff like that. And this week we had Jack Skipper on Rose Ed Time Added On. Here's a little snippet.
I did a TikTok live, which I really regretted doing. Right?
Yeah.
It was like a QVC style selling. I didn't know what I was walking into, right? And got there. Oh, I was even little things. I'm embarrassed saying this. The day before, I had a sunbed.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm gonna have a sunbed.
I'm no stranger to a stand-up sunbed.
I thought I was gonna look something like sexy Latin lover. No. Pink lobster. So I went in, so I was like hot lights on me and all that. I was feeling really sort of like overwhelmed, and you've got to try and sell these things on it, and they don't give you a script, and I didn't have my glasses, so some bloke's reading up the stuff that I've got to say on the screen.
You were like the shopping TV presenter.
Yeah, and it's really
Yeah.
awkward.
God.
And then what they got the live comment that's coming through.
Yeah.
Right? And so I thought the comments were going to be, how much does this cost? And I'll be like, I'll tell them how much it costs. But it was just trolls abusing me.
What stuff were they saying?
You're uglier than I thought you were.
What?
Yeah. You're an embarrassment.
What?
Calling me all the everything. And then I'm there just trying to go, so yeah, buy these AirPods.
And could you see the comments?
Yeah,
while
I
you
can
were
see
doing
it.
this?
I can
God,
see
that's
because
even
you have
worse.
to read the comment because they're telling you like you got to reply to people's comments because they're asking how much this is, where can I buy this. No one was asking that at all.
But that's the problem is because I've done that stuff where you read out like the live comments or whatever, and it's like, Denise says she loves the Diamante ones. Well, actually, Denise, we do have those on special offer. Johnny says I'm an absolute. Oh, actually, no, moving on.
That's exactly what but then you're there, sunburnt, feeling a bit vulnerable. And then you've got three or four people look around you, looking at you. You're there, I just wanted my mum.
Yeah. There you go. You can listen to the rest of
So good.
the interview.
Yeah, because you were just coming back into it now.
Oh
aren't we?
shit. Yeah. I thought you meant my trail for it. No.
No, because you paused and then we're going back into it like as if you've just played it. So I'm like, oh, so good, as if we're just listening to the reaction. Otherwise, it sounds weird.
I don't know if Hannah's taking the mic or not.
No, neither did I.
No.
Because Hannah's like, it's quite hard because she's like, it's quite hard to read your eyes sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, Joe, so good. I really enjoyed it.
Brilliant. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, great. Yeah. It's class. Such a good
Okay,
presenter.
do that bit again then.
No, it was good. It worked.
Okay.
It was fine. It's fine. But now it's time to. It's obviously January transfer window, so it's time to find out what's happening in transfer tidbits.
It's good because we haven't got headphones in, so we can't hear it as well.
Tasty.
Jess is in for a treat.
So unfortunately.
She listens now as well. Yeah. Oh dear.
Hey Jess.
You're right, love.
All the best.
Make sure you bring your silk kimono. Right. Sorry. Yes, Mike, what's happening in
Yeah, so unfortunately, Hannah, it's Man United related, a lot of it.
Okay.
But the Sun have got a story saying Cristiano Ronaldo's representatives have told United that he will look to leave Old Trafford in the summer if they fail to qualify for the Champions League. So Ronaldo's return to Old Trafford could be cut short. And you have to say that's quite a realistic
Yeah.
thing that could happen, that they don't qualify for the Champions League.
When's he going to retire?
He's never going to retire.
But yeah, he's going to outlive us all.
I think he'll like play till he's about 42, 43.
Yeah, I agree.
Specifically.
Yeah.
About.
Well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say 45. But I was like, oh, I'm not sure that
How
may be a
old's
bit of a stretch.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
Zlatan's 39, I think.
Yeah.
Is he?
Approaching 40. He's still going.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo's changed his game so much. He's not reliant on pace. But I just don't know whether he has the sort of intensity to play. I guess it depends on who United get in next.
Yeah, because
and what sort of style of football they play. Because if it's like someone like Mauricio Pochettino, is he really?
He's not going to suit that.
Yeah, is he going to fit into that style? I'm not sure.
And the argument is that Ronaldo is not supposed to be playing too deep anyway, as he was against Brentford. He needs to have a quicker team around him, and that's the whole like ethos of him being in the team. So I could totally understand, to be honest, if he turns around and said he's going to leave. I think people would understand that, wouldn't they?
Just sticking with Man United, there's another rumour saying that they will let Jesse Lingard leave in January if a small fox Lion
cub.
King, if a cub, if Simba pays £3.5 million loan fee
pays?
for him. Did
you say Simba?
I said yeah. It says cub.
Oh.
Simba. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it? Yeah. That's why you guys did the comedy. But yeah, basically, if a club pay a loan fee, then they'll let him leave in January. If not, his contract is obviously up in the summer. So Jesse Lingard, he was great at West Ham.
I would like
wasn't
him at Tottenham. I'd rather play him in central midfield than Harry Winks.
What can he play in central midfield? Is that his sort of?
But I'd just get him like hustling and bustling up and down. It's a technical term.
Yeah.
I think a move for him would be good for him as a player.
Yeah, I think. I mean, when he was on loan at West Ham,
He
and I
did
saw him
brilliantly.
play, like I was like, this guy's a proper player. Like I've
Yeah.
always hated him because of he's not hated him, but had a strong dislike towards him because of his celebrations.
Yeah.
Like when he does a little flute thing,
Yeah.
when he goes like that,
Bit
I'm just like, mate,
cringe.
like grow up, man. Come on, like why are you doing that?
Well, you're Mr. Tumnus, so you're the only one who can play the flute. You're the only fawn in this forest.
You know what? Yeah, I went to the barber and I got like he trimmed my beard and he has done it like quite Tumnus-esque. It's like in a bit of a point to like give me like the sort of illusion that I have a jawline and a chin. So yeah, I'll take that one. So apparently Bayern are prepared to challenge United in the race to sign Switzerland and Borussia Mönchengladbach midfielder Dennis Zakaria.
Good.
That comes from Bild's Christian Falk. Obviously, United need a midfielder. That's clear to everyone.
Dennis Zakaria.
Dennis Zakaria, yeah.
Give him the bags. It's
was
Dennis
that-
Zakaria.
He could be like the Dennis the water carrier.
Yeah, it works. Yeah,
get
it
that
works.
one, yeah. But obviously, United need a midfielder. Fred and McTominay is the most tired midfield partnership in the Premier League.
With Nemanja Matic as backup.
Yeah, and Paul Pogba, who's probably leaving.
Yeah.
So that would be an interesting one. And then we'll do a bit of Spurs transfer news, Joe.
Let's do it.
Shockingly, AC Milan are interested in signing Tottenham defender Japhet Tanganga on loan. But
Quality.
the Premier League side would prefer to sell the Englishman.
Why do suddenly Italian sides love an English centre back? Chris Smalling, I was about to say Tamuri Ketspire, not the Georgian who played for Newcastle, Fikayo Tomori.
Yeah, that's the one.
Japhet Tanganga.
Yeah.
There's a bit of an English influx, and obviously you've got Tammy Abraham's gone to Roma as well.
Ashley Cole played for Roma at one stage.
But Ashley, yeah, he was there. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because Japhet is because the problem is when we play Chelsea on Sundays, I'm giving it kind of the big one. Ultimately, Tottenham still do have Harry Winks central midfield and Japhet Tanganga playing right side of defence. So if you're a coach with half a brain, it's like, well, just focus on them.
Not a fan.
I met him and he's really nice.
Okay.
But with the football, not so much. He's just do you know what? It's like he's just obviously the weak link, and he's a Premier League quality player. But if you've got aspirations of European football and Champions League football, he's not.
He was
quite
pretty
there.
much at fault for both goals in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, and
against Chelsea.
the second Leicester goal last night, it's not really his fault, but the deflection came off him to go in. He's just always wrong place at
It's just not
the wrong
quite
time.
falling for him at the moment.
He just doesn't quite have it. That right side of defence is a mess. Emerson Royale got taken off at half time again. 'Cause he's just a donkey. We cannot. We honestly, we got the curse of the Spurs right back.
Yeah.
Ever since Pascal Chimbonda, We can't get a decent. Well, that's not true. Kyle Walker and Kieran Trippier were good, but like
After that,
but honestly, played Musa Sissoko there. Didn't obviously do a job. Serge Aurier there. Emerson Royale. Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty actually played all right last night, but it's just a real proposition for us. That it's time for Mike's AFCON corner, presented by me, Joe Forrester.
See his
sigh of
face
relief
there.
there.
I know. I just did it. Just he looks so shocked. It's quite long this bit, Hannah. So
I'll try and
concentrate.
make you laugh. Oh, right, sorry. Yeah. Be professional.
You ready?
Yeah. Are you?
No. A lot of words here. Ghana's Africa Cup of Nations campaign came to a humiliating end after they were beaten 3-2 by debutants Comoros to finish bottom of Group C with a single point. Morocco topped Group C with 7 points, followed by Gabon on 5, who also advanced to the second round after the two sides drew 2-2. Already eliminated Zimbabwe upset Guinea with a 2-1 win, although Guinea will still advance to the last 16 as runners-up in Group B. And Senegal finished top of the group after a goalless draw against Malawi. Malawi were level with Guinea on 4 points, but Guinea finished second based on the head-to-head result. Next week, Hannah East's AFCON Corner.
Looking forward to that.
Right, I should also just say as well, we have a sponsor. We're partnered with Veer Clothing. Oh, God, I did it wrong again. We're partnered with Veer Clothing, a cool clothing company where the idea is to create a wardrobe of essential pieces at affordable prices. And because you listen to Rose Ed, all you have to do is head to virclothing.com and use the code JOE20, that's JOE20, to receive 20% off your order. And all the money raised goes towards the podcast. Right, one final thing. Hannah, I'm sure you saw this. There was an article in the Mirror this week where...
Reputable.
Pardon?
Reputable source.
Very reputable. Where a man said his meat diet lets him have sex 5 times a day with animal passion. But here's the twist. Yuri Tolochko, 37, is married to 5 different sex dolls. And he has sex with them regularly. That's not what I'm getting at. But, yes, Hannah.
What was that thing called that you had on TV?
Karen, and we don't speak anymore. I'm sorry.
The cameras.
I actually work with someone called Karen. Sorry,
I imagine
Karen.
she listens.
What was it? What was the thing you had?
Fleshlight.
That's it.
I think it was one finger.
It was one finger. Finger.
Yeah.
I'd love it for us just to put that clip in there when you did that.
I can pop that in.
Yeah.
Cool. That's what I
Of course
said.
you can.
He's done it already, but we want it again.
Would you just actually, before I ask the question, Mike, would you have sex with a sex doll? Your girlfriend's not around anymore. Something's happened.
What's happened to her?
I don't know. She's
scared now.
Yeah.
She's
She's
just
like getting rid of her.
she's gone for whatever reason. You
Yeah.
know, you've mutually decided it's not working because you don't like Preston, but you've bought a sex doll.
And
I
Yeah.
bought you a sex doll.
So
can
what?
buy them with
what are
wax
we
as well.
talking? Are we talking like hyper realistic?
Yeah, I would do it like as per your taste. If you tell me, Joe, I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but they get real-
I've got to say, like my life has got to reach some sort of like low point to actually sit there at home and have sex with a sex doll. It just feels.
How
flipping-
How do you know?
How does it feel?
No, it feels weird. The thought of it feels very, very weird because it's like they don't move.
No, it's a bit
So
like
what is it imitating?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have sex with a sex doll.
No.
I've gone on record and said that now. So that's that sponsorship deal out the window. But what I wanted to ask Hannah is, would you marry? Is there like an inanimate object that you would marry? Because I would marry, like, so for example, my nostril hair trimmers. Like,
Yeah.
if I was to marry just an object, because I was thinking about this. What do I really love and that's really improved my life? And
I'm genuinely thinking about this.
my nostril hair trimmers, because Mike, as you get older, and you're quite a hirsute man anyway, so like
What?
hirsute, it means hairy. Okay, that's word of the day. That's another spin-off, Rosette, word of the day. But like my nostril hair trimmers, because I have to do my nostrils almost every day. And I've got one,
Really?
yeah, I've got one that kind of grows out the side and it's almost pubic in its sort of, I had to actually, because I've got a visitor this weekend.
What he's moisturising his all week.
All week, that's all I've been doing. I did 2 then. But like I've got like a long black hair that's wiry that comes out the side of my ear. That happens when you get older. So my nostril hair trimmer, it's $10.99. I've had it about 10 years. Bucks a treat.
Do you not get the old Turkish treatment at the barber where they light like the thingy-majig and like burn your ear hairs
singe it
and
out.
nose hairs? Have you ever heard of that?
I would love that. No, they ear candles.
Yeah, well, sort of, but it's like when I went the other day, I didn't use it, but it was like a plastic bottle, and wrapped around it was like a lighter and a little
Is that how
cotton
people
pad.
smoke crack?
Well, yeah.
Where do you get your hair
Was in a
cut?
crack den.
Yeah. And he had a
It
did
looked
it
really
for
weird, but I
free,
was
got my
like,
hair for free.
that's for the ears, right? He was like, yeah, because like this my
Yeah.
my barber like offers to like
Injecting
do
it.
like my monobrow as well, like with a wax, but it's really weird. Like I really hate it. I did it once, I've never done it again, because you just sort of sat there with like this like black glue on your face for like 2 minutes.
But you shave your monobrow, right? Because it looks like two separate eyebrows to me.
No, I pluck it, because if you shave it, the hairs grow back like really like small, like stubbly.
Is that true, Hannah?
Well, I get mine waxed, yeah. And threaded.
And what about your eyebrows? Sorry.
Oh, banter.
Can we? This might be really awkward, Hannah, but like I just want to ask,
Oh my
like
God.
because I saw
I literally have anxiety.
so-
no,
excited.
because I saw a TikTok about it. But when girls get a Brazilian like for the first time,
Yeah.
like obviously you stick with the same person, don't
Yeah.
you? Like, how weird is it? Because like from a guy's perspective, like we wouldn't do that. Like that's just
Yeah,
strange.
but from a girl's point of view, you just have to know the girl, and you just don't wear anything.
Yeah, but isn't that weirder if you know her?
Well, you get to know them.
Well,
So
yeah,
it's
you're right.
just-
Well, you're right
Yeah,
to
you
eye, aren't
definitely
you?
do,
Yeah,
yeah.
literally, yeah. And it's like the first time you're like, oh my God, she's literally going to see my.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
This episode's sponsored by.
But yeah, it's not weird after a while. You just get on with it.
No,
But I think when you've had 2 kids and there's like 10 people in a room, you just don't.
Except when
have
there's
them.
10 people down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah's coming in, get the strimmer.
Yeah. That's literally what it's like. So yeah, you don't really care, but it is
Right.
it is a good question to ask because
Yeah, it just randomly popped into my head the other day, and like I didn't really know who to ask, and I thought Hannah. So the
Hannah
only
will know.
person you can
There are
ask.
no silly questions.
Yeah, there you go.
No
Only silly
question is a
answers.
silly question, but yeah, your therapist or whoever does your
They're called a therapist.
waxing,
They need a therapist
Yeah.
afterwards. Is there I
they
don't-
see it more than you do.
in the shop? Is there a specialist? So it's like, so you got Sandra's on nails, and Josie does like the eyebrow threading, and then Olga does.
Yeah, no, they have like a waxing specialist there.
Yeah, they have
They
to,
do,
because otherwise
yeah.
they'd all be seeing 24/7.
You got to get paid a lot of money. I mean, I
Yeah.
would do that for free.
Oof,
Actually, next to they're all
yeah.
sexy, aren't they? It's
I'm
like,
not sure they'd employ you, Joe.
Oh,
to be fair.
No, I think that's probably a good place to
I do. Yeah.
leave it. Cheers, Hannah.
Thanks.
Cheers, Mike.
Cheers.
Don't forget you can follow us, Rosed Pod on TikTok and Instagram. It's Rosed Soccer on Twitter. Please do go on the Sports Podcast Award website, Sports Codcast. Please do go on the Sports Cod. We're nominated for a Sports Cod Award. Go on sportspodcastawards.com. We're in the comedy category, and if you want to vote for us, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. Do look out for the episode with Jack Skipper in as well. We'll be back next week. Yeah, nice one, Mike.
Cheers, mate.
Nice one, Hannah.
Bye.
Just checking if you're still all right now. We need to do right. See ya.
Bye.
Oh God, there we go. So that's a podcast.
Oh.